If you could just let me know when the stream is up and going.
Oh, it's up.
All right, so starting out today, we're gonna start off adding touch. Come on, guys.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. All right, so we're gonna start out by adding touch. So you're gonna double click. You're gonna go to touch. So now touch is added to the layout.
Add touch. Add touch.
We're gonna add an event. You're gonna select touch. On any touch, start. And then you're gonna do action, you're gonna do player. And then you're gonna do simulate. Simulate control.
Control.
And then you're gonna change it to jump.
Yes. Wow. Great.
We're gonna go and select your player object over here on the side. And in the behaviors, you're gonna see platform. Underneath the platform behavior, you're gonna change the default controls to from yes to no. Once you do that, we're gonna go over to the projects tab. All right. When you go to your projects tab, you're gonna see the layout in the event sheet.
Yeah.
You're gonna rename layout 1 to game layout.
Wait, is this today the last day for all speaking teachers?
No.
No, it's like 7th or something like that, right?
Mine, no, it's the 11th for me.
No, because my English teacher says the last day.
All right, then we're gonna change the name for the event sheet. Event sheet 1 is gonna be renamed to game sheet.
I'll take it back.
No, yeah, no, you're fine. All right, once you do that, you're gonna see the families folder. Sorry, you're actually going to go to layouts and you're gonna right click and you're gonna add a new layout first. I'm gonna select don't add event sheet. I'm gonna add it in separately. That's just how we have it written in the directions, so I don't want to select to add both just to be safe. And you're gonna call this one home layout. And then I'm gonna add the event sheet in as well. And then this is gonna be called home sheet.
We're supposed to add the layout with the, we're supposed to add the layout with the Wait, how do we
I have it, so I'm doing it separately. That was just to be safe. I don't know if you select add both, if it'll work correctly. I'm sure it will, but just to be safe, I did it separately.
Don't add event sheet.
You're gonna add the event sheet separately. So like I added the home, I right clicked and added a layout, and then it pops up with a, do you want to add an event sheet with it? I selected don't and add it, and then I added the event sheet after that.
Okay.
It's just to be safe. Just it's easier to make sure that you know it's gonna work correctly. All right, so you got your new sheets. You got your new sheet. You got your new layout. You're gonna go to the home layout. So you got it right here in your tabs, and you're gonna resize the layout size to the window size. So that's that 854 by 480.
Whoa. That's a home layout? Yeah.
Yeah, and home layout.
Be quiet.
All right, so now you got your square exactly the size as your game sheet.
Yes. 854 by what?
854 by 480. Same thing as the window size. Next, we're gonna add in a sprite. Guys, adding in a sprite. I don't want you to fall behind. On the home layout, you're gonna add in a sprite. You're gonna drop it. You're gonna resize it to 500. And then you're gonna make it by 75. Alright, and you can select any color you want for this, just as long as it's not the same as your background.
I mean, what is it gonna be? Like, what should I make it?
It's gonna be a button.
A button?
Yeah.
What, 750 by?
It's 500 by 75.
That is a big button, Mr. Just saying.
Well, you know what?
You know what?
Light.
You're gonna rename that sprite to Button Play. So BTN Play.
No, it's just like a. It's like a.
You're gonna go to the home sheet once you rename that. You're gonna add an event. You're gonna do it up. You're gonna select touch. Sorry,
Wait, what did you add? Wait.
hold on. Relax, hold on.
I'm confused. You know about that vocabulary block?
Untouched object. Alright, so you're gonna do touch.
See the light. See that? There.
Alright, so it's called untouched object. Inside touch, it's called untouched object. And you're gonna select that button. So button play.
Wait, so touch on. Okay.
So you're gonna select touch, untouch, and then you're gonna select button play.
On tap.
Wait, but what does permanent mean?
Fine.
So when you touch the button, it's gonna do something.
Wait, does it
Now
mean
you
like
click it, just touch.
Touch, yeah, because it's designed to be a tablet game. Remember?
You never even played out of the game on the tablet.
Never gonna use a
You
bot.
lied to me.
All right, the action for it. Listen up, everybody. Listen up. You're gonna go to system.
Yeah.
It's gonna be go to layout, and you're gonna leave it as game layout. All right, back on the game sheet. So on the sheet, you're gonna do an action, and you're gonna go system, go to layout, and it's gonna be game layout is what you select.
Done, yeah, done.
You understand what's going on now? So when you press the button, it's gonna go back to the game. What's going on?
Please slow down. I don't.
The stream's not showing up for you. That's fine. We can take a second.
Yeah, I had a
I need to know the bot. Not the bot.
He needs H3O.
Yeah, you know, I never really thought of this when we just came into this one. So we got some clutch ass.
Pretty much. Yeah, you're
You're
someone who's trying to
Yeah.
Really?
H3O. We can drink H3O. Heavy water.
We are the center of this. You got more gum?
Have you ever had it?
Of course.
H3O is actually.
Oh, it's a hydrogen ion. What is it? Hydrogen.
Wait. Big old.
Yeah, drink H3O. H3O will kill you.
Oh, wow.
What do you? Oh my
Okay,
god.
fire warning. I have an idea. Hold on. Here.
Actually,
I want to listen to this right now.
Told you.
I'm still gonna drink it though.
H3O is pure acid. It's like.
Can you drink heavy water?
You know, there is such a thing as heavy water.
Drink heavy water. It's not radioactive. It's not decay. There's no danger at all. Drinking heavy water. Being literally heavier than plain water. Warms a little bit, how you can react. Only a little. You have to drink a lot.
I can drink water.
God.
No.
And then they do this when they're ready.
Oh my god, move your elbow.
Oh.
Everybody where I am, where you have your home sheet, you have your button, you have that one strip of code.
Yeah.
You use that one?
No, you could definitely get hurt by what, have you gotten hit by one?
No, but I've seen
Yeah, dude.
I've seen people die by that.
No.
The only way it can kill you is if you have like a 1 by 1 that you die. That's the only way it can kill you. It can't hit you.
You have a
by-
bird? Really?
Yeah.
Is it a parrot?
Them small.
I don't know if this might still apply. Do you
You
leave?
know how people work?
Do you leave a Michael Flower?
I was
Paper.
And
Yeah.
Buy one, get one free. Or buy one, get one
I
free.
wish that was cool. That was cool.
Buy one, get one free.
Come here, to me.
Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free.
Like this. I can't even
Buy one,
do
get
that.
one free. Buy one, get one free.
Go fly away.
Buy one, get one free.
I don't know. Actually, one of them is like
Superheroes. Shut up. Go elbow.
yeah, I have my layout.
I don't want to leave my sheet.
You're gonna break this. Oh my god, you made me turn off my phone. Oh.
And I might have broke it.
Stop. Oh god.
So I tried to make it.
I'm trying to work.
really?
It wasn't my fault. The whole header was sick.
No, back.
Wow, you're so poultry.
Wow.
That's all
Wait,
there.
why am I watching a stream? What happened? Oh, 11K watching. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's Upshaw.
I have racks.
Upshaw has way more.
Upshaw.
Wow, it's streaming right now with this.
Upshaw? Shao or Shaw? Shaw.
Yeah.
How did you get
Yo, he has 2,600 wins. He's
that?
only
2006.
That was probably
2056.
51,000.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna continue.
Yeah. I was like,
What?
surprised. I was like,
Heavy water. You know what that is?
All right, we're gonna go to the game sheet. Everybody,
Oh.
quiet down. Come on, we're starting up again. All right, you're gonna go to the game sheet. You're gonna make a new global variable. Right click, add global variable. It's gonna be is alive. And you're gonna change it to 1. All right, so is alive is going to equal 1.
Wait.
All we do is add a new global variable is alive equals 1.
Why would it start out as 1? Can you not touch my
So you're
phone?
alive.
I'm sorry that I said that.
What?
So you're alive.
Wait, you don't. I guess you can start in alive.
No.
Well, no, because then you get to press the button first.
Alright.
Yeah, it is a bird household.
Alright, next. Listen. Quiet.
Feeding the birds?
Quiet down. Come on.
1, 2, 3.
You're gonna right click and you're gonna add a family. Alright, you're gonna go to families in the projects. And then you're gonna go to add family. And all you're gonna add right now is Dodge. Only Dodge.
Dodge Charger.
Alright, you're gonna rename this to enemies.
You know this hair that?
And the enemies. Where do you live? I live in an enemy. He's like, okay,
Oh
don't
wait,
hurt
you know, I
yourself
watched
yet.
the whole.
Alright, you're gonna add an event. Quiet.
Seems like a pretty.
Please stop talking. Alright, you're gonna add an event. You're gonna select player. You're gonna do on collision with another object. You're gonna select enemies. Did you create the family?
Oh, player. Player on collision with enemy.
We found that just everything that could collide.
So it's the enemies is only dodge. That's it for right now. Just dodge.
What else other commands are there gonna
We're gonna add in a collision wall.
be?
Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there today, as long as we keep moving.
What is this? What is this?
All right, the action. System. You're gonna do set value. You're gonna leave is alive and you're gonna make it 0.
Oh, what is this?
Wait.
He's alive to 0.
Now, when we run it, we should die if we hit the username.
Next, we're gonna add in another event. All right, so here I'll play it real quick to let some of you finish up before I move on. All right, so we have it going.
Yes.
We're going to. We're gonna add that in. Yes.
You have God of War 4?
Can we not talk about PlayStation? Thank you.
Mr. God of War 4 is a good game, though.
I'm not disagreeing with you there.
What? Whoa.
All right, so now
Why is my guy not able to jump?
guys think God of War
Mr. My guy can't.
All right,
I'm gonna
you gotta click. It's on the click now.
Oh.
All right, so this is where you should be at.
What a
So we're gonna move on. We're gonna add an event. Pay attention. We're gonna do system. We're gonna do compare variable.
This is a game sheet?
Yes, this is still game sheet. Is alive equals 0. Nope, compare one variable. Just compare variable. That's all it is.
Then play.
All right, we're gonna add in
Destroy.
5 different actions. So pay attention.
Ooh.
All right, you're gonna do dodge starting out.
dodge.
Yep, you're gonna do dodge, and then you're gonna do bullet or set enabled into the bullet. Yep, we're gonna go set enabled, and then you're gonna make it to disabled. Are you catching on what's going on here?
It's gonna make it so the dodge stops.
Yep. You're gonna do the same thing with the wall. You're gonna select wall, set enabled, and you're gonna leave it as disabled. And you're gonna go to player, and you're gonna go down to the platform enabled. So yeah, so set platform. It should say set.
Wait, set enable?
Hold on. Yeah, so you're gonna do. Yeah, so you're gonna go. Listen up, quiet. All right, you're gonna go to set. It's gonna be set, and it's gonna be set enabled. That's what it's gonna say, and you're gonna see this character right here instead of the bullet.
Platform.
It'll come up as platform when you enter it in. We're gonna add another action. It's gonna be system wait. And you're gonna put in 3 seconds. And then you're gonna add in one more action. It's gonna be system. Go to layout. And it's gonna be home layout.
Now, when we got.
Oh, I just exited out.
Nice job.
Before we go and play it, hold on. We have to set in on starter layout actions. So what we're gonna do now is we disabled all of these, right? We have to enable them at the beginning of the game. So you're gonna go back and you're gonna do the same thing that you just did, but except you're gonna change it to enabled. So you select the dodge starting out. You're gonna set enabled, and it's gonna change from disabled to enabled.
Just copy and paste.
Yeah, you could just copy and paste it if you really want.
Don't go through the whole thing, it'll take a while. Wow. That looks so terrible.
Mine starts on the home layout.
It's good you have your home layout last
Different
one.
type of
Know what I'm saying? I still don't touch the thing very often, except that one. I also I'm not gonna use this one. I'm gonna use this one.
Do we, for the, do we add, okay.
I can get over somewhere.
All right, so now you see when I hit the dodge object, it should bring you to your home layout. It's not operating yet. We'll get there. But if it's bringing you to your home layout, that is good. It's where you want to be.
Oh, yep, it's bringing me to the home layout.
AJ, what are you doing?
Just opened up a random thing. So, oh, hey, you shut up.
All right. Moving forward, we're gonna add in the collision. All right. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna go. I'm back on the game layer. You're gonna right-click on the wall object. All right. You're gonna clone it. So you're gonna do clone object type. You're just gonna drop it.
Drop it.
What you want to do is you want to recolor it. Anything else, as long as it's not the same color as the wall.
I'm gonna make it a nice white.
All right, so I made it like a pink purple. Purple. All right, you're gonna rename this wall collision. Yep.
Yeah.
That's not how you spell collision.
Collusion. That's an actual word.
All right, you're gonna move it off the stage to the left. You want to move all your stuff to the left over here. All right. Also, on your collision, you need to go into the behaviors and you need to delete the solid for the wall collision. So when you select wall collision and it goes, you go to behaviors, you'll see the solid. You need to delete that. And it's gonna pop up, and you say yes.
I dig.
Going back to the game sheet. You're going to your enemies. You're gonna do edit. Hey,
Hey, shut up. Hey.
stop. All right, you're going into your enemies. You're right-clicking edit. Okay, you're gonna select wall collision. You're gonna add that in.
Okay.
Once you do that, all right, we're gonna be going to create a new event.
New event player.
You're gonna do wall on created.
Add action.
You're gonna do system spawn. Nope, that's not it. 1 second.
Create object.
Yeah, it's just gonna be create object. It says wall on created.
So now go ahead and go to
Wall on created.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
The button doesn't work.
I like just like.
Just? Wait, what do you mean by just? Yesterday's when you started.
Why is he sitting?
But I feel like at first it was just harder.
I didn't have
But
to
then, like, the more you
nothing
do it,
straight,
it's
you
like,
have to
it's
see
like,
you're all-
All right, close on other stuff. We're almost done, and then you guys can catch up
Hey, you there, walk in.
if you're not there. All right, pay attention. So for the action, you're doing wall. I'm only going over this once.
Wow, look, mister, you might have to go over it again because guess you turned my computer around.
Okay, what's the button?
Yeah.
Wait. Create object.
All right, so you got your event. It's gonna be wall on created. For the action, you're selecting wall.
Wall collision or just wall?
Spawn another object, just wall, regular wall. Spawn another object.
Wall.
Wall collision. All right.
Wait. So wait, it wasn't create object. What was it?
So back to the
Wall
thing at
spawn
your wall
another
that you
object.
hit, not the
Wall spawn. What?
So you hit the wall collision block, not the wall itself.
Yes.
Wait, mister, so what? I'm confused. So it's not wall collision. Wall on.
All right. So just the plain wall, regular wall.
Okay, no, I got that. I don't know what I was saying before. It's not create object. What is it?
Spawn. All right. The layer is gonna be player layer. You have to do those quotation marks. Don't forget. It will not pull up. Okay, and the image point is 0. So now, what do you think we have to do when is alive equals 0?
Player destroyed.
So what happens?
We have to add in, so we have to turn off any behaviors for the wall collision too, just like we did for everything else. So an easy way to do that is just selecting wall, do Control C, Control V, and then you can right click and you can do replace object. And you're gonna select wall collision. And you have to move that before the weight.
He said to make that white. Oh wait.
So under the chair.
Yeah, you can put it anywhere as long as it's above the weight. That's all that matters. And then you have to go up to the starter layout and you have to do the same thing. So Control C, Control V. You're gonna replace the object with wall collision. And that one you can leave where it is. Alright, so now we're going to test our game.
Wait, so you just added that last?
So look, it stops as soon as you hit the walls now too.
My thing.
Does it?
Stop acting.
Oh.
Can we do it after the layout thing?
Oh no.
You do you.
Stop.
Yes.
Delete outside the layout paper and everything?
So it deletes everything outside the layout?
Yeah.
We're going to do that. It's the last thing we're doing today. That's what's coming up next. There's 3 more things we have to do. Mr. Wilkos, for some reason the button's not working. So like the home layout button, so when you click it, right when it's touched, it's supposed to bring you back to layout. So like when I go to the game layout and I run it, right? So it's going, and I'm gonna just hit the wall, and then pops up.
Yeah, does he have the same issue? I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Does anybody else have this issue? Because it was just
Some people are having it, and then Ellie's works. I don't know if you want to look at hers and see maybe if you figure out what's different.
It starts as the game because you don't have the home layout happening in front of
Is anybody else's button working?
I can't even.
Owen says, what'd you add? System set is alive to 1. On starter layout. System set value
Guns are primitive.
is alive 1.
Boom! He's down. He's down.
Yo, I don't jump anymore. Hit space.
Yeah, very far.
Yeah, it's still not working for me. Yeah, the button's not working.
It worked for me. On my version, it didn't work for Z. Does anybody else's button not work? Raise your hands. So, run your game out. Your button just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Delete your home sheet. Delete your home layout. Redo it. I don't know why, but that fixed it for the one person who had this issue in period 2, and now we have like 5 people having this issue in period 3. So maybe there's something that we're missing, but I don't know. What's up?
Would be that we have to make the layout with the sheet,
That's what I was wondering.
because then maybe they're not class affecting each other, but they're just separate entirely.
So add event sheet.
Ah, that's it.
All right.
So
that's what it was.
I wrote in the instructions, make one, make the other, because that's what they did. And if they're not named exactly the same way, maybe they're not linked. Hold on, stop for a second. Before we redo it, before you delete everything, let's see if there's a way to go to
I already did
the,
it.
there it is. Take a look. It's going to be in the properties of the layout. You've got the layout name and the event sheet name that goes with it. And I'll bet you it was event sheet 1 and you renamed it and it's there. So whose isn't working? Somebody is one of that's not working. Did you control Z? So now event sheet says none. Now click and then drop down and choose it. Mitchell, I want more of that and less of the side talk. Because Mitchell, you just solved a problem that I couldn't solve in 10 minutes.
I think that's like an extra 100.
So now if we run this,
Whoa, that could have been bad.
hit a wall, should go back to the game layout, and then there. So by creating them separate, you have to link them together.
Okay.
So you did that. There you go.
There you go. So now we
Now
know.
I already deleted the game layout.
All right.
Control Z to undo, and then you can get it back.
All right. Let's try to finish these last 3 things.
I think it's too far gone. Wait, I had the home sheet, just not the whole layout. Which I have right here. The Gucci.
All right, everybody.
Wait, I'm supposed to pay.
Alright, what do I do?
Yeah.
Mitchell, what did you say to do? How do I link
Game
it?
sheet.
So yeah. So you're gonna go.
When you go to here, yeah, no, home sheet.
Yeah, that was game sheet.
No, home sheet. Why can't I jump?
Because the home layout is using the code from the home sheet. On the game layout, on the game sheet, we're telling it to when we die, it's going to the home layout, and then it's using the code from the home sheet from there on, and then it tells you to go back to the game sheet. Just the home layout and the home sheet are connected together. Game sheet and game layout are connected together, and then you connect them through the code.
Oh no, it deleted my wall. No!
Alright, come on.
Mister, I'm all sorts of messed up.
I have a 0, that's why you can't.
Just press Control Z.
I did.
Select. Press it. And then at the very beginning.
I don't know where my thing went now and now it's gone. Why? No. And then they give it back to us. We let the token rights across.
So now,
For why?
Alright, this is the second one.
no, it might have just it's there. So something else isn't there. Oh, because you have all these disabled. You need to change these all to enable. So we copied the disabled here, but now that the game is restarted, these are all back to enable. Back to enable. Back to enable. And then back to enable. But now you have these things appearing here. Why are they out over here? These things right here?
No, I was doing it.
Maybe like way up out of the way so they don't run by the first time.
So when you go,
So now, that's too high. I'm not going to make that jump.
yeah.
Your click is working. You just skipped on top. And what do you think you need to do to the color? Or opacity?
Wait, I kept on going after 2.
Probably not gone.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So this opacity, 0. Now it'll be back to that gray color. So you get your bullets dodge.
Let me ask you this. Does Apple have a separate function here? I have Monday. No.
Alright, we'll get it figured out. Let me just try to finish this. Alright. Alright, we're gonna try to finish these last 3 things real quick, so pay attention. Alright, so notice when you're playing, right? When you're playing and you die, look how it goes up a pixel here. We're gonna fix that. It is. Alright. Alright, so find the on collision with enemies event. Alright, so we have the on collisions with enemies event right here. You're gonna add an action, and it's going to be player set Y. So this action's going underneath on collision with enemies. Set Y. Huh? Player. The action's for the player. And the Y is going to end up being self.Y plus 1.
Exactly.
I do have a slight issue. My player doesn't stay in his spot. If he gets pushed by a wall, he's pushed by a wall.
So now it doesn't jump. What?
Why is the target dot self?
So it's players set Y to, and then the input is self.Y space plus 1. After we do that, you're going to select the wall collision. And you're going to set opacity to 0. So now it'll be invisible. And then we're going to destroy everything to the left of the layout. So you see how we have all this stuff over here? We're going to delete all that. Or we're going to destroy it.
Just press delete.
No, we're not deleting it. We're not deleting it. We're destroying it. So when we start the game, it won't be there. I'm gonna do it in a second. So we're gonna go to add new event. All right, you're gonna do enemies. And you're gonna do compare X. You're gonna do less than, and it's gonna be negative 175. And for the action, you're just going to do enemies, destroy. And then you're going to add another event. And this one's going to be for the wall. So you're going to do wall, compare X. Negative 175, less than negative 175.
Wall destroy.
And then you're going to do wall destroy. And that's where we're stopping today. So when you play it, it should work exactly just like that. You can jump on the top of the squares at no problem. You can't land on top of the dodges. Those you have to dodge completely. The walls you can land on top of. When you die, it shouldn't jump up a pixel, right? Yeah, I'll go back to the event sheet. So that's where we're going to leave off today. Make sure you're saving what you have. On Monday, if you need some time to catch up on the start of class, just let me know and we'll spend a couple minutes catching up. You have the live streams.